That shiny used truck on the dealer lot looks like a steal. Low miles, clean interior, price below market value. But here's what the salesman won't tell you. Some truck engines have fatal flaws baked into their DNA. Mechanics call them wallet vampires. One wrong purchase and you're staring down a $10,000 repair bill before you hit 100,000 miles. Ready to learn which 12 truck engines are hidden time bombs waiting to destroy your bank account? Number 12, Ford F-153.5-liter EcoBoost Gen 1, 2011 to 2016. Ford marketed the first-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost as revolutionary technology. Twin turbos delivering V8 power with V6 efficiency. Sounds perfect, right? The problem is hiding behind your timing cover, slowly stretching toward catastrophic failure. The original EcoBoost used a single timing chain system routing across both cylinder banks. This design puts extreme stress on the chain links, causing them to wear and elongate over time. Owners report hearing a distinctive rattle on cold starts around 60,000 to 80,000 miles. Ignore that sound and you're gambling with complete engine destruction. But timing chains aren't your only concern. Direct fuel injection without port injection creates massive carbon buildup on intake valves. Turbocharged engines also cook their oil, accelerating wear on cam phasers and tensioners. Ford issued Technical Service Bulletin 14-0194 acknowledging the problem, but offered no recall coverage. Repair costs are brutal. Timing chain replacement requires 15 to 20 hours of labor, pushing bills between $2,500 and $4,000. Carbon cleaning through walnut blasting adds another $400 to $800. Some owners report spending $6,000 addressing both issues simultaneously. Ford corrected these problems in the second-generation EcoBoost starting in 2017 by implementing dual timing chains and adding port fuel injection. That generation is significantly more reliable, but those first-generation trucks from 2011 to 2016 remain ticking time bombs on the used market. Especially dangerous are trucks with unknown maintenance history or extended oil change intervals. Think the EcoBoost has problems? Wait until you hear what Ford did with their diesel lineup. Number 11, Ford Super Duty 6.0-liter Power Stroke, 2003 to 2007. The 6.0-liter Power Stroke might be the most infamous diesel engine ever produced. Ford collaborated with International Navistar on this engine, and the result became a case study in catastrophic design failure. Owners have received class action lawsuit payments exceeding $10 million for their troubles. The problems cascade like dominoes. Oil coolers clog with casting sand and debris, starving the EGR cooler of coolant. The EGR cooler then cracks from overheating, dumping coolant into your exhaust or intake manifold. If coolant reaches your cylinders while the engine is off, attempting to start creates hydrolocking that bends connecting rods instantly. Head gaskets fail with alarming regularity because Ford only used 4 M14 head bolts per cylinder instead of the 6 found on the reliable 7.3-liter. Add in failing fuel injectors, problematic FICM modules, and turbocharger failures, and you've got an engine that actively tries to self-destruct. The term bulletproofing was invented specifically for this engine. That process involves replacing the oil cooler, EGR cooler, upgrading to ARP head studs, and addressing other weak points. Cost? $8,000 to $12,000 if you're doing it preventatively. Head gasket replacement alone runs $3,200 to $3,600 because removing the cab is practically required. Some mechanics refuse to work on these engines entirely. Others have built entire businesses around fixing them. If you're considering a used 2003 to 2007 Super Duty diesel, assume it needs bulletproofing regardless of what the seller claims. The only question is whether you'll pay now or pay dramatically more later. But Ford wasn't finished making diesel mistakes. Their next attempt was arguably worse. Number 10, Ford Super Duty 6.4-liter Power Stroke, 2008 to 2010. You'd think Ford would learn from the 6.0-liter disaster. Instead, the 6.4-liter Power Stroke introduced an entirely new category of problems while inheriting some familiar ones. This engine's fatal flaw sits in your exhaust system, slowly counting down to failure. The diesel particulate filter was Ford's first attempt at meeting new emission standards. During regeneration cycles, the engine injects raw fuel on the exhaust stroke to burn accumulated soot. Sounds clever until you realize this fuel washes past piston rings and dilutes your engine oil. It's common to drain 5 to 6 gallons of oil during changes when there should only be 15 quarts. That contaminated oil accelerates internal wear dramatically. Cracked pistons plague the 6.4-liter, particularly on tuned trucks or those used for heavy towing. The pistons simply can't handle sustained high cylinder pressures. When they crack, compression drops, and catastrophic failure follows. Weak radiators develop leaks at their crimped plastic ends, causing overheating that compounds every other problem. The exhaust up pipes crack at their bellows sections with alarming frequency. You'll hear a hissing sound and find soot coating your firewall and transmission. Performance drops significantly as boost pressure escapes before reaching the turbochargers. Most 6.4-liter power strokes experience catastrophic failures between 150,000 and 200,000 miles. That's barely middle age for a diesel engine. Ford discontinued this engine after just 3 years, replacing it with the in-house designed 6.7-liter that proved vastly more reliable. The 6.4-liter remains Ford's most regrettable diesel experiment. Diesel disasters aren't limited to Ford. Ram created their own nightmare with this next engine. Number 9. Ram 1500 3.0-liter EcoDiesel Gen 1, 2014 to 2017. Ram promised the impossible with the 3.0-liter EcoDiesel, half-ton truck capability with 25-plus miles per gallon highway fuel economy. Early adopters lined up excitedly. Then the warranty claims started flooding dealerships, and the class action lawsuits began piling up. The EGR cooler develops micro cracks that leak coolant into the engine bay. Fiat Chrysler recalled 108,000 trucks in 2019 after acknowledging these cracks could cause fires. That's not a maintenance issue. That's a design defect creating genuine safety hazards. The oil cooler shares similar problems to Ford's diesels. When it clogs or fails, oil and coolant mix, destroying both systems simultaneously. Owners describe finding milky contamination in their fluids with zero warning beforehand. The Bosch CP 4.2 high-pressure fuel pump can self-destruct, spraying metal debris throughout your entire fuel system. That recall affected 2014 to 2019 models, and repairs cost between $3,000 and $6,000. Bottom-end failures, where connecting rods or main bearings fail at relatively low mileage, plagued early production. Manufacturing defects in assembly are suspected. When your engine's rotating assembly fails, replacement is the only option. The 2014 and 2015 model years are particularly problematic, experiencing the highest rates of failure and the most recalls. Ram made improvements in 2016, and the redesigned third-generation EcoDiesel starting in 2020 addressed many concerns. But those first-generation trucks remain risky purchases. FCA paid over $800 million in fines and settlements related to EcoDiesel emissions issues. That's not confidence-inspiring ownership. Think American diesels have problems? Wait until you see what GM did to their gas engines. Number 8. Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra 5.3-liter with AFM 2007 to 2013. General Motors invented a technology that saves 1 to 2 miles per gallon in fuel economy. The cost? Potentially $8,000 to $10,000 in engine repairs. Welcome to active fuel management, also called displacement on demand. And it's been destroying Silverados and Sierras for nearly 2 decades. AFM deactivates 4 cylinders during light load driving by collapsing special lifters. These lifters actuate thousands of times during normal driving, constantly cycling between V8 and V4 modes. The problem is these lifters fail at rates far exceeding what GM expected. When they collapse and stick, bent push rods and damaged camshafts follow immediately. 2007 to 2011 models with the 5.3-liter Vortec experienced the worst failures, including excessive oil consumption that led GM to revise valve covers in PCV systems. Some engines consume a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, far exceeding acceptable parameters. That oil disappears into your combustion chambers, destroying catalytic converters and fouling spark plugs. Repair costs are staggering. Lifter replacement requires removing the cylinder heads, and many shops recommend replacing the camshafts simultaneously. Total bills regularly exceed $4,000 to $6,000. Some owners have faced these repairs multiple times on the same truck. The only permanent solution is an AFM delete kit that replaces collapsible lifters with standard ones and reprograms the computer to disable cylinder deactivation permanently. Aftermarket disablers that plug into the OBD2 port can help prevent future failures but won't fix lifters already damaged. If considering a used GM truck from this era, specifically seek non-AFM equipped engines or budget for preventative deletion. GM didn't learn their lesson. Their newer trucks have similar problems. Number 7. Chevy Silverado GMC Sierra 5.3-liter with DFM 2019 to 2023. When active fuel management caused endless problems, General Motors didn't abandon the concept. Instead, they made it more complex with dynamic fuel management, and the results have been predictably disastrous. DFM equips all 8 cylinders with collapsible lifters instead of just 4. The system cycles between 17 different firing patterns, creating significantly more mechanical stress. Reports of lifter failures under 50,000 miles are disturbingly common. Some 2019 and 2020 trucks experience failures under 10,000 miles. The 6.2-liter V8 has proven equally problematic. GM has issued a nationwide stop sale on certain trucks due to engine failure concerns. Dealers cannot sell new or used trucks until the recall is addressed. Forum posts describe the frustration. Owners following severe service maintenance intervals still experience failures. GM initially blamed customers for inadequate maintenance before acknowledging design issues. Repair bills consistently range between $4,000 and $8,000, with some failures requiring complete engine replacement. During the COVID-19 chip shortage, some 2021 to 2022 trucks shipped without DFM hardware installed. These trucks carry RPO code YK9 and are now the most desirable used trucks because they lack the problematic cylinder deactivation system. American manufacturers clearly struggle with reliability. But what about Toyota? Number 6. Toyota Tundra 5.7-liter, 4.6-liter V8, 2007 to 2013. Toyota built an empire on reliability, making this entry particularly shocking. The second-generation Tundra introduced redesigned V8 engines that suffered from an expensive and embarrassing design flaw hiding in your emission system. The secondary air injection system helps reduce cold start emissions by pumping air into the exhaust manifolds. Toyota's design allowed water and condensation to enter the air injection pumps and valves, causing them to seize and fail. When failure occurs, your $50,000 truck enters limp mode, limiting speed and power to protect the engine from perceived damage. The problem affects 2007 to 2013 models equipped with both the 5.7-liter and 4.6-liter engines. Toyota extended warranty coverage to 6 years, 60,000 miles on affected components, but many trucks now exceed those limits. Replacement parts, including pumps, valves, and manifolds, can cost between $2,000 and $3,500 installed. Additional concerns plague early second-generation Tundras. Front differentials develop a distinctive howling noise between 15 and 30 miles per hour, particularly affecting 2007 to 2011 trucks. Valve spring failures, though rare, can drop valves into cylinders and destroy engines completely. Some owners report this failure occurring around 88,000 miles on well-maintained trucks. The good news is these problems are largely model year specific. Later Tundras from 2014 onwards resolved most issues. The third-generation Tundra introduced in 2022 uses entirely different engines. But those second-generation trucks, particularly early production years, require careful inspection before purchase. Never buy without checking for air injection system codes. Toyota's reliability stumbles pale compared to what Nissan did to their truck buyers. Number 5. Nissan Titan VK56DE 5.6-liter, 2004 to 2010. Nissan entered the full-size truck market with impressive specifications. The VK56DE 5.6-liter V8 produced 317 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque, competitive numbers for its era. Unfortunately, Nissan also introduced timing chain problems that can require $3,000 to $4,000 repairs. The timing chain on early Titans tends to stretch over time, causing the chain guides and tensioners to wear prematurely. Symptoms begin subtly with squeaking or rattling noises from the engine's front. Many owners dismiss these sounds until timing jumps and the engine starts running rough or won't start at all. Nissan issued a voluntary service campaign for certain 2012 to 2013 models with the updated VK56VD engine, acknowledging timing chain stretch issues. But earlier, VK56DE equipped trucks received no such coverage despite experiencing similar failures. Labor for timing chain replacement takes 15 to 20 hours, with most shops charging between $75 to $125 per hour. Parts add another $500 to $800. Additional concerns include cracking exhaust manifolds, a common failure point caused by constant heat cycling. The poor manifold design allows exhaust gases to leak, reducing performance and potentially causing failed emissions tests. High-pressure fuel pump failures occur without warning, leaving trucks stranded. Overheating issues stem from cooling fans that aren't particularly robust. Despite these concerns, many owners report the VK56DE as the most reliable component of their Titans. Transmission, differential, and brake problems actually occur more frequently than engine failures. However, when timing chains do fail, repair costs approach the truck's remaining value. Careful pre-purchase inspection is essential. Nissan's problems seem manageable compared to Ford's spark plug nightmare. Number 4, Ford F-150 Super Duty 5.4-liter Triton 3-valve, 2004 to 2010. The 5.4-liter Triton 3-valve engine powers millions of Ford trucks and SUVs, which makes its problems particularly widespread. Ford redesigned the cam phasers over 40 times during production, trying to solve reliability issues. That statistic alone tells you everything about this engine's troubled development. Spark plug problems became legendary. Early 2-valve versions from 1997 to 2003 ejected spark plugs from cylinder heads, stripping aluminum threads in the process. Ford's solution for the 3-valve engine created the opposite problem. Spark plugs seized in the heads and broke apart during removal, leaving pieces stuck inside cylinders. Special extraction tools became necessary, and even experienced technicians struggled with replacements. Cam phasers fail with depressing regularity, creating a distinctive diesel-like rattling noise during cold starts. The variable valve timing system depends on proper oil pressure, and when phasers wear internally, timing accuracy suffers. Performance drops, fuel economy worsens, and check engine lights illuminate. Repair requires removing the timing cover and replacing all phaser components, costing $1,500 to $2,500. The 2004 model year earned distinction as one of the worst Ford trucks ever produced. Timing chain issues, fuel pump driver module failures that cause engines to die at highway speeds, and oil pan gasket leaks all contributed to its poor reputation. The fuel pump module failure is particularly dangerous because power steering and brakes become difficult without engine assistance. 2008 and 2009 models saw improvements with revised spark plugs and better cam phaser designs. But 2004 to 2007 trucks remain maintenance nightmares requiring constant vigilance and preventative repairs. The Triton's problems are well documented, but modern trucks have issues too. Number 3, Toyota Tundra 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6, 2022 to 2024. Toyota's legendary reliability took a devastating hit with the third-generation Tundra. The new iForce and iForce Max powertrains replaced proven V8s with twin-turbo V6 engines, and the transition has been plagued by failures requiring complete engine replacement. In 2024, Toyota recalled 102,000 non-hybrid Tundras from 2022 to 2023 due to engine failure caused by machining debris left inside during manufacturing. Metal shavings circulate through oil passages, scoring bearing surfaces until catastrophic failure occurs. Affected owners report engines seizing without warning at highway speeds. Consumer Reports dropped the 2022 Tundra to their least reliable full-size truck ranking. The hybrid iForce Max powertrain appears more reliable than gas-only versions. Additional concerns include software calibration issues causing harsh shifting and turbocharger failures at lower mileages than expected. The extended warranty for affected engines provides some protection, but the inconvenience of being stranded with a dead Toyota remains unprecedented for the brand. Tow truck drivers now encounter broken-down Tundras regularly. If shopping for a used third-generation Tundra, verify recall completion and check service records carefully. Consider the hybrid powertrain despite higher initial cost. Toyota will likely resolve these issues, but early adopters paid the price for their turbocharged experiment. Toyota's troubles are recent. This next engine has been problematic for years. Number 2, Ram 1500 TIPM electrical system, 2011 to 2013. This entry isn't about a specific engine, but rather a component that makes every engine unreliable. The totally integrated power module controls virtually every electrical system in 2011 to 2013 Ram 1500 trucks, and its failure rate is catastrophic. The TIPM manages your fuel pump, starter, cooling fans, power windows, and dozens of other systems. When it fails, symptoms appear random and terrifying. Engines won't start. Fuel pumps run continuously with the key off, draining batteries overnight. Cooling fans stop working, causing overheating. Airbag lights illuminate without cause. Chrysler faced multiple class action lawsuits but never issued comprehensive recalls. The fuel pump relay failure is particularly dangerous because some trucks catch fire from continuous pump operation. Replacement TIPMs cost between $800 and $1,200 from dealers. Worse, replacement units often fail again. Aftermarket rebuild services emerge specifically for TIPM failures, costing $300 to $500 with improved reliability. The 5.7-liter Hemi engine in these trucks is actually quite reliable. But what good is a bulletproof engine when your electrical system randomly strands you, drains your battery, or refuses to start? The TIPM makes these otherwise capable trucks genuinely dangerous purchases. Our number one problematic truck combines everything wrong with modern engineering. Number 1. Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra 6.2-liter with DFM, 2019 to 2024. The 6.2-liter L87 engine represents everything wrong with modern truck engineering. General Motors packed this engine with dynamic fuel management, direct injection, and advanced emissions equipment, creating a complexity nightmare failing at unprecedented rates. GM's nationwide stop sale on certain 6.2-liter equipped trucks signals how severe problems have become. Dealerships cannot sell new or used trucks with this engine until defects are addressed. Industry estimates suggest 1 to 10% of AFM/DFM engines experience lifter failures, but the 6.2-liter appears disproportionately affected. The repair process is brutal. Accessing lifters requires removing intake manifolds, cylinder heads, and sometimes the cab. Labor alone approaches $3,000 to $5,000. Adding parts pushes total bills between $8,000 and $12,000. What makes this engine particularly frustrating is its stellar performance when working correctly. 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque deliver genuine capability. But that performance means nothing when you're waiting for a tow truck at 45,000 miles. The 3.0-liter Duramax diesel option offers vastly superior reliability along with best-in-class fuel economy. The 2.7-liter turbocharged four-cylinder also proves more dependable. Either option makes more sense than gambling on the 6.2-liter. If you must have V8 power and sound, consider older trucks or Ford's 5.0-liter Coyote, which lacks cylinder deactivation and proves remarkably reliable. These 12 truck engines share a common thread. Manufacturers prioritize fuel economy regulations and profit margins over long-term durability. They used customers as beta testers for unproven technologies. The tragedy is that reliable alternatives exist. The 7.3-liter Power Stroke and 12-valve Cummins prove diesels can last 500,000 miles. The 5.0-liter Coyote demonstrates modern engines can be powerful and dependable when designed without excessive complexity. If you found this valuable, you'll appreciate our video on SUVs with bulletproof engines. Hit subscribe so you never miss another deep dive. Because sometimes the smartest purchase isn't the newest one. It's the one that won't leave you stranded.